Hello, and welcome to this channel. Now, we're going to be talking soccer tactics very soon, but let's start by watching a clip. This is a high school game. It was a playoff game, and I coached the team in red here. We're watching this clip because I think it encapsulates team soccer in various phases of the game. There it is, coast to coast with a goal. Let's break it down slower one more time. So when we start, we notice red team has every single guy in the 18-yard box. I think at this point in the game, we're defending like a 1-0 or 2-0 lead. And so everyone, before the clip even starts, has hustled back. Most guys have recovered behind the ball, and we have numeric superiority in the box. Take a look at the defending on the ball. It is tight, but it is patient. Feet stay moving, side on. The offensive guy is let to make the first mistake, and then the easy transition follows from here. Right? The space is identified to the right flank. The ball is played behind the center back. A one-touch shot there. Beautiful. The keeper does well to cut off that angle, but the ball is played in with urgency. Beautiful. One touch, ball played into the space there. Selfless play, and the backdoor finish. Even look before the cross occurs. We have a guy near post, a guy at the PK spot that's wide open, and a guy playing the back door. It's just a difficult cross for the defense to handle, and that's why it leaked all the way through. So, why am I making these videos? Why do I coach? I'm making these videos to help out my players, fellow coaches, just anyone interested in the game. And I think a lot of people go into the game with an individualistic mindset, as in they just see the game as a bunch of 1v1 matchups that they're just trying to win. I'm trying to do a skill move and beat you 1v1 on the ball. Or I'm trying to be a hero and steal the ball from you 1v1 on defense. And that is just not how the game is played optimally at a higher level. That's not how the pros play. How do they play? They play as a team. That means looking for advantages numerically, using the structure of how you position yourself on the ball, off the ball, awareness of space, and the style of your play. Ultimately, you can play a much easier game than your opponent if all 11 guys on the team have the same mindset, philosophy. So the cliche is, the strength of the wolf is the pack, but it can't be more true than in soccer. The style I like is where everyone plays. All 11 men attack, all 11 men defend. The keeper, that's the first attacker, and the striker is the first defender. So this is just a brief intro video, some terminology I'm going to use in later videos. So we'll run through it quick, and then I'll check out. So I see the game as 5 major phases. And what are they? I have them here. Number 1, recovery defense. Number 2, offensive quality. 3, pressure defense. 4, possession. And 5, set pieces. I have these listed in order of importance. So I'll go into much further detail in other videos explaining these things. But if you have a plan in all 5 of these phases, if you're organized and everyone has the same idea on what to do when you have to enter recovery defense and defend in your own half, when you have a look at their goal and you get to choose how are we going to create the opportunity for the shot, when they have the ball, they're trying to keep it with their back four with their keeper. You've already recovered your defense, and you're trying to press them. If you can be organized, if you can use some concepts that everyone understands what the others are doing, right, you can gain so much advantage on this field and win games. You can play just so much an easier game than your opponent. So those are the 5 major phases, and I'll be doing a lot of videos specifically about each one. Now, what is transition? We hear about it a lot. It's a really important idea. And transition is simply when you go from one phase to the other phase, right? You're in recovery defense. Your defense has gotten compact vertically and horizontally. You've given them an angle to hit a pass that they don't want to hit and you want them to hit, and they hit that pass, and boom, you easily step onto the pass and win a simple 50-50 ball or something like that. Now, you're no longer in recovery defense mode. You have to make a decision. Can we play forward? Can we immediately enter into the offense and create an opportunity? If not, how can we keep the ball? How can we maintain possession? That's a transition. And it's such an important concept. I have the simple reason there is because sometimes things are way easier after a transition. Especially offense gets easier and pressure defense gets a lot easier. When a team turns the ball over, they're not in a good defensive shape. If they've spread themselves out with some width to possess the ball and they turn it over, they're not compact defensively, and that's the best moment to attack. Also, sometimes when a team wins the ball, they're in their defensive shape. They're compact. They want to spread out. And if you can press them quickly enough, they don't have a lot of space between their players, and you can cause another turnover and get the ball back. This is counter pressure. So, the 5 phases and transition. Finally, I have some field terminology for you there that I'll be using a lot. Kind of viewing the game in the 5 lanes. Here they are. So these are vertical lanes, the middle one being just the central zone. These 2 to the side that are kind of created by that little space outside the 6-yard box and in between the 18-yard box, we call this the half space. Not quite inside and not quite outside. And finally, we have the flank, the wing. I'll usually call it the alley. And whether it's offense or defense, I'll be referring to these various zones, vertical lanes on the field. So it's very important that you have awareness of what we're talking about. So that's really all I got into this intro video. I have one final clip of a possession series to end it on. So this is just, I said, those 5 phases of the games were ranked in terms of importance. If you notice, possession was at the bottom, right? Why is that? Because it's hard to do. It's much easier to get organized quickly defensively and work on the style of offense, and maybe you just depend on transitions for your opportunities. But if you have enough time to work on your pressure defense, work on your set pieces, and work on some structures for possession, you can play some beautiful team soccer. Notice how spread out the red team is. The white team is completely spread out as well. The ball is moved vertically, wall passes, giant gaps to be played through the back 4. So that's all I got for this one. I'll look forward to seeing you in the other videos.